Well, this is Toronto. This is Nathan Phillips Square. It is a Saturday. Usually, this place is packed, but you can see there is almost nobody. It is deserted. There is nobody on the streets, a few cars here and there. It is empty. We don't see anybody. And the reason why I'm filming this video here is to contribute in bringing awareness on what is happening with coronavirus right now, but also to shed some light as to what opportunities it represents for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Our problem has always been the fact that when these kind of things happen, we don't have a strategy or never had a strategy to deal with natural disasters like this on any level of government, being at the city level, the province, or federally. And it creates a situation whereby our own population is left to just relying on God and wish for the better, because what else is there to do? I can hear right now some people saying that, oh, this is a way of God showing that all of us are equal, and because powerful Western countries are unable to deal with this, just as we are unable to deal with our own shit, our own problems. Um, Pardon me the language there. And it's really, God help us. Is this the best we can come up with? This is not a strategy. This is just a coping mechanism. And what is happening? It's because, and you cannot blame people from having those kind of viewpoints, because there is nothing better that is offered. And when you look at the people who are supposed to bring solutions, they quickly make up a hero. And right now, the hero that has been picked for coronavirus is Professor Muyembe, because of his work on Ebola and other viruses and vaccine making processes. And in my opinion, this is just a remnant of the colonial heritage that we have, because our education system is predicated on picking the brightest mind to perpetuate the working of the colonial machine rather than building systems for the average Congolese. And it is also part because the elite or people who are in charge of making these decisions, they're not interested in destroying the very structure that helps them to hold on to power or being ineffective, because there is no accountability as to what they're trying to do. Just to put that into perspective, Professor Muyembe has been working on Ebola since 1976, and as of 2018, more than 40 years later, the Democratic Republic of Congo doesn't have a lab for testing Ebola. That goes to tell you that the way scientists work is different from people who are supposed to be making policies. And they work in a way, as long as his research are done, he's okay with that. And we cannot really think that this is a one-man show, because it is not. I will just contrast that with what the Canadian government has announced yesterday. And I hate to do this. I don't like people who try to put our country down by comparing it to other countries or what other countries are doing. But in this instance, I'll try to just give you a glimpse of how this could be. The government has announced that it will put its full might behind businesses who are manufacturing medical supplies that are necessary in the management of COVID-19. And that means that they will help them produce more and fast, so that this disease can be managed optimally. And this is how this should be looked at. It's really something that has to go from the system, not an individual just patched up at the last minute. It won't do. And if we continue to do these things, to deal with these kind of situations the same way, the things that will happen is that we will continue to put our population in a vulnerable situation, because nowadays it's not a matter of if it will happen again, it's when it happens again. And it will happen again. We better be ready when it does, because in the history will remember us as a group of people who had everything to succeed, including natural resources and human resources, but we didn't. We squandered every bit of resources that we had to be able to prepare for these kind of things. And to be honest with you, the natural resources that we are sitting on are a cause for people to have really funny ideas. And if you think that this is far-fetched, you better think again. You better read what has happened in the 20th century, what human beings have been able to do to other human beings. You'll realize that there were governments who were able to synthesize these kind of viruses as weapons. Who is to tell, well, that can be used against the Congolese population so that they can expropriate what they have? And I'm not just gonna get into a conspiracy theory mode here, because there is an opportunity that is presented by this coronavirus right now, individually, where everyone has to be involved and everyone has to consider that they are the hero. That will make the difference by the way we conduct ourselves, by the way we follow all the directive, stay at homes, social distancing and these kind of things will help us to be able to stop the spread of this disease, because it's really, really bad. We don't know how deep this is, because this virus is probably smarter than we are right now. And most people are carrying this virus without knowing they do. And when it will hit the full strength, we will be really left in awe as to what has to be done. The other opportunity is that it really creates an opportunity for the government to support and to create businesses that will be able to reform our healthcare system and all systems, because we cannot continue to have a healthcare system that is relying solely on foreign aid. Everybody in the Democratic Republic of Congo works for some kind of NGO, if they're not in the government, to make a living or a decent living. In the next video, I will share the structure of the Canadian healthcare system. And the point is not to make us feel inferior to Canadian or to the Canadian system, but it's just to look at how can we learn, what can we learn from this system, so that we can try to really inform our own decision makers as to how we can build our healthcare system to be better and to be resilient when these kind of things happen. Before that, please stay safe, stay home, stay at house, don't leave, wash your hands, limit contact with people, don't touch your nose, don't touch your eyes, just wash your hands. Do what you have to do to limit the spread of this disease. Until then, I'll see you then. Thank you, bye.